Up next is more of Amador This Week, and our first stop will be St. Sava's Centennial celebration.
What's going on? Who's doing what? Find out on Amador This Week. What's all the news? Who's got the views? It's here on Amador This Week.
We're here at the Amador County Fairgrounds, where Serbians from all over the United States are coming to celebrate 100 years of St. Sava Church. Come with us, let's see how they're celebrating. First thing people are doing when they enter the fairgrounds is get name tags. This is Jennifer. Jennifer, I am going to ask you how to pronounce your last name, and I'm going to do that all day because I am not even going to attempt to. What is your last name?
My last name's Jurikovic.
And you're from where?
I'm from Jackson.
Okay, so people are coming from all over the United States. What are you doing? You're putting their name tag? Are you adding where they're from?
We're having them put their first and last names and where they're from so that we'll know, because there's people coming from all over the country in Yugoslavia.
Okay, how long have you lived in Jackson?
I lived here about just over a year.
And where are you from?
I was originally from Clear Lake in Lake County.
Okay, so your family, I take it, is Serbian?
Yeah, my husband's family.
Your husband, okay. Can you turn around? Is this the shirt that is actually being sold here today?
Yeah, they're selling this t-shirt
today. Can you turn around and we'll show a back of that? This is great. Okay, so this is a pretty important celebration for your family, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very important. My husband's family has been part of the church for 5 generations now.
Okay, may I swing around there? Great, I'm going to swing around here and meet your husband. And if Tom could move over here. Hi. So, let me move my cord a minute because I'm right underneath these people. What is your name?
Mark Jurikovic.
Okay, your family's been 5 generations in Jackson area?
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you feel about a celebration like this, 100 years happening, and everybody kind of coming together?
It's good.
It's pretty special,
Yeah,
huh?
it's good. It's about time. With all the fighting between the churches, they get together for a change.
Okay, so this is your wife. She's kind of taken on the role. There's a lot of family activities that go on amongst the Serbian people, and putting on events like this, everybody seems to chip in and help out.
Yeah.
You have kids?
Yeah, my daughter.
So is she a 5th generation or a 6th generation?
6th.
6th generation, a beautiful little girl. What's her name? Erica?
Yeah.
How old are you?
4.
4 years old.
2nd generation born here, but in America.
Okay, wonderful. All right, nice to talk to you, and have a wonderful day. Here's one of my dearest friends, DJ Martinovic, the wife of a Yugoslav. Is that what we say?
That is right, absolutely. Welcome to our Serbian celebration.
For many months, this lady, her husband, and the whole Serbian community have been getting together, putting all this thing. There have been committees to do this, committees to do that. What is going on in your booth here right now?
Can you believe they put me in charge of a silent auction? Oh, please.
Well, please. Silent auction. Well, I don't know if they have the right gal, but this girl is working so hard. You've got lots of donations from different people in the community. What about these pictures here?
This is part of the silent auction, Susie. We have wonderful things for silent auctioning, beautiful prints and things, but I particularly want to thank the Jackson and Sutter Creek Business Associations because, you know, they just were troopers. They came up with over 60 wonderful prizes for us, and we'll be raffling those off throughout the weekend, but they were just super, and we really appreciate their support.
Okay, you've been entertaining, taking care of so much that's going on, but in the meantime, you and George built the beautiful little white church. Tell me about that, because Tom's going to get some pictures of that.
Well, I couldn't get George to church on Sunday, so we built one in our garage. No. Truthfully, though, this is a scale, a replica of St. Sava's church, and it's included, it has a little bell, it has the doors that open, and I even made a little bishop person for
Okay.
it.
You, George did most of the work. Well, I don't know, but you work on the lathe and you work on the wood cutting yourself.
I love woodworking stuff. It's a
Okay.
lot of fun, and I love our little church.
Okay, tell me your thoughts about today. Everything's come to fruition, and obviously it's a great success.
You know what's special to me is the fact that this is truly a community effort. I think that our community has rallied, including the businesses, even the non-Serbians. Everybody has worked together to make this a special event. And we have people from the United States, from Canada, from Australia, all over the place. So I just want to say again, thank you very much for all the support, for the great work you did for us, for our commercials and stuff. We appreciate it.
Well, it's a great event, and it's great to see a lady like DJ getting involved because it's people like this that make things happen. Thanks, Deej. With me is Mike Prismich. Mike, I know you as the undersheriff for the local sheriff's department, but you're a big time helper out with this committee.
Yes, and it's been a real honor because this is the first Serbian Orthodox church in the United States and Canada, and I'm proud to be a part of the congregation here and help out.
Okay, you're Serbian.
Yes.
You were born and raised where?
San Francisco. Well, part of it in San Francisco. My heart belongs here in Amador County, and specifically in Jackson.
Okay, when did you come here to live?
1976.
1976. So what was your role? What was your job as far as putting this whole anniversary celebration together?
Myself and Sam Kostic were co-chairman, and specifically today I'm helping out wherever they need help. The sheriff's office is handling the security for the event here, so I'll be associated with that till the end of it. We're just doing odds and ends today.
Okay, do you have other family members that are here in the community?
Well, my wife Linda, my son Alan, and my daughter Julie,
Okay.
they should be here later on this evening.
Any extended members of your family without the same last name?
No.
Okay. All right,
We're
so
in.
all right, you're in. So what are your thoughts about an activity like this and bringing people from all over the United States to Plymouth?
Well, this has really been an honor. I mean, this little Serbian community is extraordinarily proud of itself and the little church that we started years and years ago, 100 to be exact. And it's when you talk to the local people here, they just beam with pride, and that's really how we all feel. And it's really an honor to have people throughout the United States attending this event. It's very nice.
A lot of pride. Nice to see you here, Mike, participating.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
A museum has been set up here. It is the Kumovi Gallery. This is Milena Dojic. Milena, first of all, what does Kumovi mean?
Kumovi, the loosest translation is that it's godparents, but it's a relationship that lasts longer than a lifetime. Kumovi, those people who have either stood up for you when you were married or baptized you, will be lifelong friends, and they're spiritual relatives from that point on.
All right, you're a Dojic. How long have you been a Dojic?
I've been a Dojic for 2 years.
Okay, and you're married to Mike.
Right.
Okay, Mike works at the mill.
He works at Georgia Pacific. He's a forester.
Okay, great. Now, your maiden name.
Vukasovic.
Tell me a little about your family history.
My father came over here from Yugoslavia in 1926. My mother's family came over around the turn of the century. My mother's family were miners. My father was a sailor.
Okay. Behind us is a picture of the mine disaster. Tell me about this painting.
This is the Argonaut mine disaster. It was painted by a Serbian artist. It's done in a little more modern style, so I don't believe it was done right at the time. But it shows the anguish of those who were trapped down there.
Okay. All right, we are going on a tour. What's our first stop?
The first stop ought to be really the religious side of things, because that is the heart of what it means to be a Serb.
Okay, let's go on over there. Okay. Milena, aren't we looking at a picture of Saint Sava, but don't you call those kind of things icons?
We call them icons. Icon means it's a symbol of Saint Sava. That is something that we venerate rather than worshiping the thing. It's a way to remind us of Saint Sava.
Okay. These are beautiful candelabras. Tell me about those.
Those are used in the church services. We also have the censer that's used in the church services. There are some items of priest vestments, as well as the chalice that is used for Holy Communion.
Everything in this area, it says, dates back to 1894.
Yes, this is from the original church.
Okay, wonderful.
That's also the Holy Gospel, a copy of the Holy Gospel, decorated.
Okay. Beautiful things. These are cherished, aren't they?
Yes, they're very much cherished as a part of our history and also a part of our present. If you also look over at where they would baptize the children, it is made from a wash tub, because initially that was, money was short, and most of the people were miners until they could get a newer, prettier one. So a lot of children were baptized in that.
In that tub over there. Okay, let's go on over here. There's lots of photos.
Okay.
Melania, this is the original church. I saw that picture on Let's Talk.
Yes, it is. It had the original onion dome, but when the onion dome it was made out of wood. When it began to rot, they replaced the dome with a steeple.
Okay, what is this in the middle?
That is the Serbian crest. That represents the...
And over there is the more modern church.
Yes, yes. And the star on the top, if you notice, it was actually, they also had it in the first one. When it was dedicated, when the church was originally dedicated, since it was the first in North America, the star on the top represented the stars in the American flag. And it was a way of saying thank you to America and all those Americans who made it possible to build our first church.
Wonderful. I see some costumes and some pictures of some of the soldiers. Let's talk about those.
Those are the soldiers of Serbia at various dates, going all the way up until the Second World War. In the First World War, Serbia and America were also allies, and many Serbs who had immigrated here went back to fight in the wars over there and then came back again. We were also allies in the Second World War with America, and those represent, the final picture represents the costumes for the period of the Second World War. The largest rescue mission of World War II was saving 500 American flyers who were shot down over occupied Yugoslavia, and the Serbs helped bring them out, and it was the largest rescue mission of American soldiers from behind enemy lines of the entire Second World War. Sue, this is a picture of volunteers, Serbian volunteers, fighting for freedom and democracy. It's the Allied Serbian Army from World War I.
Melania, what's the definition of a Serb?
The definition of a Serb is a Serbian Orthodox Christian. Serbian Orthodox Christians, not all Serbian Orthodox Christians are Serbians. Not all of them came from Serbia. The Serbs who have been in Bosnia and Herzegovina have been there since the 6th century, and were baptized into Orthodoxy in the 8th century.
Melania, there's so many artifacts. Are these owned by people or the church, or where do all these come from?
Many of these artifacts came from the people, from the local community.
So they have them, and they're kind of
They're
keeping them
sharing
from...
them with us for this event.
This is a great museum. What are we looking at here?
This is the wedding dress, the white, as well as the jacket that went over it. The wedding dress from Mara Milodinovic when she married Lazar Sekulic. It's from 1913.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
The dress came from Herzegovina.
And that is again...
It's Bosnia-Herzegovina.
Okay. Lots here I have to learn. Okay, what are we looking at here on this table?
These are pictures, Slav miners entering the Argonaut mine shaft. This is also reflecting the Argonaut mine disaster later on.
Okay, this is the program for the 75th anniversary, and here's one for the 80th. There was one printed this year. Here's one for the 90th. Every year a kum is elected or nominated. How does that all work, and what is a kum?
A kum is a godparent. A kum and a kuma are godparents, but it's a deeper relationship. It's a spiritual relationship that lasts even beyond a lifetime. People remain kumavi throughout generations.
Okay, that's wonderful. And here's some more. Tell me about this clothing here.
These are church vestments. These are vestments of priests, and as well as, I believe, the one on the gold is also, it might be an altar boy. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, let's move down over here. What is this?
That's a gusla. A gusla is an instrument that was used during the occupation of the Ottoman Turks. Serbs were not allowed to print newspapers. So what they did is they had sort of a local person who told all the news with the gusla. It was a sort of musical instrument, but it basically gave background, as he sort of was the town crier and told about the stories. And it also was used for storytelling, when they would tell stories from generation to generation. The gusla would play and would tell the story of Tsar Lazar and all our famous Serbian heroes.
Milo brought one of these to the studio, and I remember that when somebody passed away, this was reversed.
Yes, it was.
Tell me what these actually were again.
Those represent the colors in the Serbian flag, and these were from the Serbian Benevolent Society. They're very old. As a matter of fact, I believe the one in the middle is the oldest. And they were used when they marched in parades, when they returned to the black for funerals. The Benevolent Society was formed in San Francisco. It's quite an old organization. They did charity work as well as helping organize the Serbs in helping those who, for instance, in the mining disaster or other disasters.
Okay, to help bury them and also to help take care of their relatives.
Yes, to take care of the families.
That's wonderful. This is a beautiful. I wonder if one day maybe they'll actually have a Serbian museum in Jackson.
I think it would be great. I think it would be wonderful to have a permanent exhibit for much of what was here.
Definitely, because there certainly is a lot to share, and it's beautiful.
And people have also shared their photographs of their families with us. We have pictures of people on their wedding day in the early 1900s. And this is part of every Serb's history in America. Jackson is a very important place to Serbs in America. That's why we'll have so many people celebrating today for the 100th anniversary.
And you know, people are coming from all over. What I like too is the way that they've mounted these, they've reprinted these pictures and they've mounted them. It's great. The whole room is set up really well. This is certainly a great contribution to the 100th anniversary.
Yes, yes, they did a beautiful job on it. Milo worked very hard.
All right, lots of people are contributing to this day, so we're going to head on outside and meet some of the people, find out about the food, lots to find out, and we're going to talk to you more because I'm sure there's more to share.
Okay, great.
Thank you very much for sharing with us.
Prospect Motors in Jackson. Take the fun trip to Jackson and visit the family with Cadillac, Pontiac, Olds, Buick, and Chevrolet. Family of professionals, come see and you'll agree.
Prospect Motors has a huge selection of new and used cars and trucks at big savings. So when you're car shopping, shop at Prospect Motors. Make your best deal with the help of their knowledgeable and courteous sales staff, and find out how enjoyable buying a car or truck can be, because you're dealing with friendly hometown people who take pride in their community and their business. So don't be misled. For selection and service, your best buy is still nearby. That's your locally owned and operated Prospect Motors.
Prospect Motors in Jackson. Take the fun trip to Jackson and visit the family. Safeguard Pest Control with the experienced professionals of the mother load. Safeguard Pest Control. As soon as you call us, we'll be there. Make your life more comfortable. We're safe and we're reliable. Safeguard Pest Control with the experienced professionals of the mother load.
You spot it, we blot it. Johnny on the spot carpet cleaners. You get it dirty, we get it clean. It's our job. We do it well. Call us at 223-1093. Reasonably priced, good quality, dependable carpet cleaning for the mother load.
At Home and Farm Supply, you'll find butcher blocks, knives, cookware, stock pots, pickling crocks in all sizes, hanging pot racks, bakeware, and much more. From basic to fancy, you'll find it all at the biggest little kitchen store in the Motherlode. Home and Farm Supply in downtown Jackson.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN, and now back to Amador This Week.
This is a youth dancing group. Hi, your name?
Midiana Edseg.
And where are you from?
We're from Vancouver, BC, Canada.
You came all the way. All of you live there?
Yes, we do. All of us live in
Tell me a little about your group and how many are Is this the whole group right here?
No, this is not the whole group. Some of them couldn't make it because of jobs, and some people were on vacations. There's only 10 of us here. All together, there's 3 groups. Like, there's little ones, the middle group, and the oldest. But all together, there's probably at least around 40 of us.
Okay, you all flew here together?
Well, some of us drove, and some of us flew.
Okay, what is the age group of this right here?
Right here is 16 and up.
Okay, how do you all know each other? How did you all get in contact with one another? Did you grow up together?
Family. We grew up together from the church.
Okay.
And every Mondays we have practices, and we got to be really close.
Okay, how often do you practice to dance like this?
Every Monday for an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Means a lot to you?
Yes, it does mean a lot to us.
Very excited people. I've got goosebumps. I'm going to go along here, ask them their name and what this means to them to be a part of a group like this. Your name and where are you from?
Rosemary Kinezrich, and I'm from Vancouver. And to be part of this group is really cool because everyone's together and multiculturalism is totally coming out. So
wonderful. Your name?
Sonia Zigic.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit about the uniform, the costume? What is this called, this part?
Okay, this is a vest, and well, it's from the area of Negotin in Serbia.
Okay, and is it important to wear these kinds of beads? Does that have a significance?
Yeah, it does. They have a lot of the coins and stuff.
Real gold.
Real gold.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, back here. Your name, sir?
Dmitry Dianov.
And you are how old?
18.
18. And you going to school right now?
Yeah, next year I'm going to university, my first year.
Okay, what are you going to major in, or what do you want to do as a career? Have you thought about it yet?
Kinesiology.
Okay. All right, your name and where are you from?
Dragana Petric, Vancouver.
Okay, what does this mean to you to be a part of this, to be here today, the 100th anniversary?
I love it. I think it's so fun. We're like here as a group, you know. Okay. So family, everything. It's great.
Wonderful. Your name, sir?
Sava Chetnik Angelic.
And how old are you?
I'm 16 years old.
Okay, what does it mean to you? And tell me about the costume and what this means. Is it important to wear this kind of vest and this kind of shirt?
Yelek, right here that we wear here. And I don't know, it's just part of our costume. It's part of the costume and part of like, what's the word?
Tradition. Have you grown up and been dancing since you were just a little guy?
Since we were like 5, since I was 3 years old.
You two have known each other. Are you relatives at all?
No.
None of us are relatives.
None of you are relatives? You're just
pretty much a bunch of
close friends.
Okay. Your name?
My name's Mark Melisek. I'm from Vancouver, BC.
Okay.
I'm Tiana Zvierac. I'm from Vancouver, BC.
I'm Sina Shainich. I'm from Vancouver, BC.
I'm Dejan Gavrilovic. I'm from Vancouver, BC.
What does it mean to you to be a part of this celebration here today?
Just to get together with my friends, have a good time, show all the people that we can dance, that we're Vancouver.
Good. Okay, and they certainly can dance. There's some more young people here. Why don't we just swing around here, Tom? Thank you. They got to go. They got to get ready for some more dancing. Can you kids gather around? Let's talk to you. Hi. Hey, why don't you stand right over here, because here's the camera. What is your name and where are you from?
My name is Sonia and I'm from BC.
Okay, I guess they're all from there, so I want to ask where they're from. Hi, how old are you and what's your name?
7, Nada.
How old are you?
Tanya, 10.
You like dancing like this?
Yes.
How many years have you been dancing like this?
4 or 5.
4 or 5. Means a lot to you?
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of it? Is it the way you dress, the movement, the music? What's your favorite part of it?
The movement.
How about you? Your name, sir?
George.
How old are you, George?
I'm 11.
Can I see what you're wearing here? Now, is this a particular part of, you have to wear a vest, a white shirt, dark pants? Is that kind of how it goes?
Yes.
Does this hat have a certain significance?
Yes.
What is it? Do you know?
Not really.
Okay. Your name?
Steven.
And how old are you, Steven?
10 years old.
How have you been dancing like this?
Since I think I was 4 or 5 years old.
Do you know the name of these shoes? What are they?
Alpanke.
And what do they mean? What do they stand for? Why do they have little turned up ends like that?
That's to be fancy. Like, it's just as decoration.
Pigskin. They're made from pigskin, always pigskin. Can you stand back just a little bit so Tom can get a beautiful shot of all your costumes? They're made from pigskin. Is that important?
I don't know.
You don't know. What is your name and how old are you?
Christina, and I'm 10.
And you're from British Columbia?
Yeah.
Okay. How about you? How old are you?
12 years old, and my name is Milona.
How have you been dancing like this?
About 1 year. Probably, yeah.
How did you learn it? Did you just join the group?
I joined the group. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is it part of your church back there? Is that how you got involved with it?
It's part of our church, yeah.
Okay, wonderful. And you.
My name is Tiana, and I'm 10 years old.
Okay. How does it feel? It's pretty hot out here. Does it feel good though to be in? You don't even think about the heat, or are you just feeling good to be out here and amongst all your friends dancing?
We just feel good, all of us. Even
about that.
No.
Okay, what does it mean to see all this food and all the Serbian celebration out here?
Well, it means to me like Serbian traditions and everything, how Serbia used to be and everything, and all the food.
You like being here, don't you?
Yes, I do.
It shows. And you are who? Your name?
My name is Lubica. I'm 9. I've been dancing since I was 3.
3 years old, about so high, huh? You like wearing those kinds of shoes?
Well,
you know, are there different names for the different steps that you do?
like, she tells us how to do the steps, but there aren't names for the steps.
Okay. All right. What's your favorite step? Is there a particular step you particularly like to do?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Here's some more cola. Okay. Your name?
My name is Sasha Yakovlevich.
And how old are you?
And I'm 9.5 years old.
Okay. Is there a special meaning of the dance?
Peter.
And Peter, what do you think about today and the activities going on here today?
Well, I guess it's fun for everyone.
Okay, did you fly or drive?
I drove here.
Okay, with your family?
Yeah.
All right, pretty special. All right, anybody I didn't talk to? All right, you are who?
Alexandra.
And Alexandra, how old are you?
10.
How long have you been dancing amongst this group?
8 years.
8 years. Now here's a lady back here. I need to talk to you because you seem to know what's going on here. You're part of this group?
Yes, this is my granddaughter.
Your granddaughter.
Yes.
Okay. And your daughter, is she or your son?
My son's daughter.
Okay, tell me, were you a dancer like this when you were younger?
Yes, I did.
So where was that group? Was that in British Columbia also?
No, we dance this since we are born. We start in the village, and then if you really dance professional, you have to join some groups.
Okay, tell me, what village are you talking about? Where were you born?
Kragujevac.
Where's that?
In a part of Serbia.
Okay.
Yes,
So when did you come to the United States or Canada?
Oh, I came to Canada 24 years ago.
Okay, what does it mean to you to be a part
and that we are here that celebrate very far away from our country, and we are proud of his father was a king, but he didn't want to be king. He came like a priest, and then he came like a teacher, and after he came like a saint.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. We're here today, the food, the festivities, the color, the flavor of, feels pretty good to you?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Who'd you come with? Did you drive? Did you fly?
I drive with my husband and my granddaughter and my
Okay, you must
nephew.
be very proud of your family
Yes,
to
I
be
am.
here today
Yes,
in the celebration.
yes, yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right. from Vancouver. Now, you're going to tell me about this group, but first, Vancouver has their group, British Columbia has their group. There's different groups in different areas. Sacramento has a group. I was wondering why maybe perhaps Jackson doesn't have a dancing group in uniform, in costume like this. I guess I have to find that out.
No, I assume they don't have enough people.
Okay, maybe that's it. All right, these are beautiful children. I'm going to ask them where they're from, but I want to ask you, you flew here or drove here?
We drove.
Okay, and where are you staying tonight?
We're staying in Sacramento and Economy Inn.
Okay, so
all of us,
all
about
of the
50
kids.
of us.
So every day you're going to go home back to Sacramento and then drive back
3 days.
3 days, okay. All right, let's swing on over. We'll start right here. Hi, how old are you and what's your name?
I'm 7 and my name is Nada.
How long have you been dancing like this?
1 year.
Okay, you learn pretty fast. Your name and how old are you?
My name is Tiana and I'm 10 years old.
Okay.
Nina and I'm 13.
Alexandra, 13.
Okay, where do you go to school? Do you go to a regular public school?
Yeah.
Okay. How many kids in your school dance like you do and dress up like this?
Well, there's one Serbian girl that I know. She thinks she's going to high school, but she doesn't dance. She just comes to the church now and then.
Okay, so maybe just a few kids in your whole school are amongst the church and dance like this.
Well, no, there's only me and my sister.
You and your sister. Okay. All right. And your name?
Milos Vera.
And how old are you?
I'm 9 years old.
Okay, this is a different kind of dress than this. Is there a significance, or it's just a different type
of dance? It's a different costume for a different dance.
Oh,
okay. Just goes with it.
All right. I asked you your name, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the difference in the dances? Is one would dance? I noticed that some were dancing with boys, maybe more boys than. What is the difference between having more gentlemen out there and more women?
It's dividing up the group. And like the different outfits represent like different dances. Like they have a meaning on the outfit about the dance. So
you learn a lot. Besides just dancing, you learn a lot about the tradition.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, who are you?
I'm Yelena and I'm 13.
13. And you go to regular public school?
Yeah.
And where are you from? Vancouver?
Yeah.
Okay. At your school, where you go to? Public school?
Yeah, it's public school.
How many kids in your school? Any idea?
Around 300.
Okay. How many are Serbian and how many dress like this and dance like this?
Maybe 5 or 6 of us.
Is there a big Serbian community in Vancouver?
Yeah, there is. There's quite a few actually.
Okay. Several churches? One big church?
Yeah,
two churches?
Yeah,
two. Okay. What is your name and how old are you? I feel like I talked to you, but I'm not sure.
I'm Sinka and I'm 11.
11. Okay. Tell me about what you know about the Serbian community in Vancouver.
Well, we have 2 churches in our community, and that's about all I know.
This is beautiful, how you look and how you dress. How long have you been dancing?
I've been dancing for 3 years.
Have you been studying the Serbian tradition, or is it something that your parents have just taught you ever since you were little and it's just been a part of your family and home life?
I was born in Serbia, so...
You were born in Serbia?
Yeah, I was born in Novi Sad, Vojvodina.
Okay. How long have you been in Canada?
6 years.
6 years. Why did you come? Was there a particular reason you came to Canada?
No.
Okay. Can I ask what's your dad? You have a father?
Yeah.
What kind of work does your dad do?
He's a chemical engineer.
Okay, great.
And so is my mom.
Okay, so maybe that too, his work brought him here too. Okay, nice to talk to you. And you are who?
Lisa.
These are beautiful children. How old are you?
I'm 8.
How long have you been dancing?
I started when I was about 3 years old.
3 years old. That seems about the age when you start. I guess that's just about the age that you can kind of listen and stand there. You like dancing?
Yeah.
How do you feel when you're out there dancing and there's a crowd and they're clapping and cheering and all the smiles?
Proud for my country.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you for talking to us. I'm going to talk to you one more time. Tell me what you think about how you're dressed and how you look and how you dance out there, and how do you feel?
When I'm dancing, I feel sort of good, and when I can remember when I was just watching my brothers dancing. I was just sitting on the stage, and now I'm dancing it all now. And
feels good?
Yeah.
See all the people cheering you on?
Yeah.
Must be a great feeling right here inside. You keep up the good work. Nice to talk to you. Thank you for sharing.
muddy water meant to me.
If a box up all the way to the store and I don't see any, can you get me some?
No, Leland, we don't have any available, but we have 90,000 titles available to you with this trusty computer. But you should know that, Leland. Here's the Wayne Newton you ordered yesterday.
That's groovy.
Excellent choice. You know, this is great. We can order anything we want.
I know. What a country. Hey, that might be the phone.
Sound effect.
Thank you.
Okay.
See you later.
Tired of high fuel costs? Give Aero Propane a call for all your propane needs. We are a full-service propane company with 24-hour emergency service. Day or night, we do it right. Remember that name, Aero Propane. Call 223-5186.
One Stop Market, where quality's always in style. One Stop Market, they'll serve you with a smile. Produce that's as fresh as the nearest farm to you. The finest meats available and fresh fish too. One Stop Market.
One-stop supermarkets have the best delis in Amador County. Their high rollers make my mouth water. Pasta salads, carrot salads, potato salads, all kinds of salads made fresh daily. And don't miss their selection of fresh sandwiches, roast beef, salami, ham, cheese, turkey, plus much more with all the trimmings. One-stop supermarkets delis, the place to go for lunch on the run.
One Stop Market.
The best delis are at one-stop supermarkets. Ione, Sutter Hill, and Pine Grove.
As you sleep, the presses are rolling at the Ledger-Dispatch. Another edition is making its way to your door thanks to our local team.
Yeah. Are we going to bring these up in color on here? That'd be a good idea.
They're working for you, bringing you all the news and shopping information you expect from your hometown newspaper. So call and make the Ledger-Dispatch part of your day.
With me is Milo Popovich, who has been instrumental in helping put this wonderful event together. How do you feel today, Milo?
I feel very happy and somewhat relieved.
Okay, how did this all get put together in the sense that, how did you get all these Serbian people from all over the United States to know, and Canada, how did they get to know about this event?
We have advertised in all of our Serbian papers across the country, and actually in Hawaii and Europe, and we've sent out hundreds of invitations to the churches and the memberships of those particular churches, and it just spread by word and mouth.
Okay, these people, they're staying all in Sacramento. I understand the bed and breakfasts and a lot of the hotels are booked here today. So we've got, how many people do you think are here today?
Oh, I think there's over about maybe between 1,200, 1,400 people right now. And they're still coming in through the gates, as you notice. And this is not going to stop until very late tonight. And it continues on tomorrow.
Milo, the museum is wonderful. Tell me how that all got put together and how you feel about the museum.
The museum was the project of several people, including Chris Poitano, Karma Berglund, and myself, and a bunch of other Serbs. And what we did is we asked all Serbian families in Amador County for historical pictures, and we took a lot of stuff out of our archives.
Okay, this is the book. This is the Centennial.
Yeah, this is the Centennial book for congratulatory ads for families, memorial ads, and historical type pictures.
Okay, some hierarchies. I don't know the name. The Metropolitans. Tell me, who's here today representing the church, the highest order?
Metropolitan Christopher is here from Chicago, and Metropolitan Irene is also here from Chicago, and tomorrow Bishop Metrophon is to be here.
Okay, lots of families are here. Is this kind of a reunion for some families from East Coast, West Coast?
Oh, I'm sure it is, and people are all excited about it, and I'm sure they've told their relatives to be here. It's been kind of a time of meeting and just talking, getting together, because a lot of families haven't seen each other in years.
Okay, great. So, generally, your thoughts? It's a great success. How do you feel again?
It's a very wonderful success for such a monumental event.
Perfect. We'll talk to you later, perhaps. Thanks, Milo. With me is Krista Paul. How do you spell Krista?
Krista.
Okay, I have seen you grow up. I think the first time I saw you, some 7, 8 years ago, you're about down to here. You've grown. How old are you now?
I'm 18 years old now.
18 years old now. I understand you're there's your brother. God, is he getting good looking? Hello. Anyways, let's talk about what's going on in this youth group here.
Well, this is the St. Sava youth group here. With me here is Steve Turbovich and Drago Shumanja and Mark Postic. And these are members of the youth group. Steve is selling some tapes, an orchestra called the Radost, a Tamburica orchestra out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and for his kum. And if you don't know what a kum is, kumovi are the family that aren't blood relatives. Like when you have the best man and the maid of honor in your wedding, or the godparents for your children, they become kumovi, and it's an unbreakable bond.
A lot of people have talked about that today. That's a very important part of your heritage.
It's a very important part of the heritage. It's an unbreakable bond. Some people treat their kumovi better than they treat their own blood relatives.
I've heard that before in other situations. What are these other gentlemen doing as far as the youth group goes?
Well, they're selling cotton candy and popcorn and ice cream. You saw my brother up and down the street with the ice cream cart. Drago is selling these watches.
Okay, can I take a look at one? Why don't you tell me about these watches?
They're image. They're made by Image Company. One's from Japan. These are from Japan, and the other ones are from Australia. I believe Australia. And these are.
What's so significant and special about these today here?
Inside the watch is different. The inside the movement, it's a.
But are these are Serbian watches?
They're all Serbian watches.
The Serbian. What do we call them?
It's got the crown, the Serbian crown, like the emblem of the coat of arms.
How much are these watches?
These are 65, since it's a different company. These are 65, and these are going for 80, just because the fact it's a different movement.
So how's business been here today?
Good. Could be.
Good? Could be better, but we hear that around life in general, the recession. And what is this that other gentleman? Looks like I've seen him at camp.
You have. This is Marko Postic, and he's from the Bay Area originally. He's going to college in Davis right now. We're very proud of him. He's an excellent student.
Okay, you've made lots of friends by the camp and the church, and a lot of these friends of yours are from Sacramento, the Bay Area. This has really broadened your life, hasn't it, being part of the church and part of the community?
It really has, and the amazing thing is that all of us have remained such good friends, no matter how far apart we live. Steve and Drago live in Los Angeles. Mark lives in Sacramento. He is from the Bay Area originally. I'm from the Bay Area originally, but I live now here in Jackson, and I just recently moved to Yuba City. And no matter where we are, we all stay in contact. We're very close. We're a very tight community. And that's what's kept us alive. That's what's helped us survive in the United States. When the Serbians came over originally, all they had were each other. And it just kind of became, if we don't take care of each other, nobody will. And a real brotherhood and sisterhood came from that.
That's wonderful. What are you doing in Yuba City?
I'm going to college.
What are you taking, and what are you planning on doing with your life?
Well, I've got a double major in history and administration of justice, and I've got a double minor in communications, broadcast journalism, things like that, and music.
You've got quite a future ahead, don't you?
I hope so.
No doubt you will be a success. Good to see you, and nice to meet all of you, and see you again. Thank you. This gentleman is with the Serbian Unity Congress. And your name, sir?
My name is George Kolarovic, and I'm from Napa in California.
Okay, tell me what's going on at this booth right here.
The Serbian Unity Congress has been organized in 1990. Congress means unity of all the Serbs in the whole of the United States, encompassing also the Serbs in the diaspora. There are about 10,000 members.
Okay, what's your mission? What's your goal?
The goal is naturally to unite all the Serbs in one group, to project the history of the Serbs, the tradition of the Serbs, the past and future of the Serbs here, and our care about the Serbs in Serbia once the war is all over.
Okay, you've got books available. What's in these books that we see here?
We have a wonderful book about the Serbs since 1914, 1918. It gives us a wonderful description of the Serbs before the unification of Yugoslavia in 1914, 1918, and the leading to this. This is an unfortunate book from unfortunately about 1941-45, when the Serbs were massacred by 1 million during the rule of the Germans and Hitler's occupation of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, and so on. That's where the Serbs lost about 1 million people, together with Jews, together with Gypsies, and particularly in one camp, which is called Jasenovac, where we lost about 1 million people in women, men, children, and so on.
Okay, the group, it's called Serbian Unity Congress. Do you have a phone number where people can contact you if they're interested in?
You have the phone number is 707-258-8623.
Okay, and again, to promote better understanding on who the Serbs are.
That's right.
Okay,
Thank
perfect.
you so much.
Thank you,
I
George.
appreciate your interview.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Serbians are gathering lots of information here today at the celebration, and with me is Milo.
Supika, S-U-P-I-C.
Okay, tell me what you're doing here today.
Basically, what I'm trying to get some support over here to support Serbian children, which are in very, very poor condition, without a food, without a medicine.
You mean over in Europe?
In Yugoslavia, yeah, in Bosnia, Herzegovina, Yugoslavia. That includes, of course, Muslim children, some Croats children, and what we do, we asking people to support $1 a day, in other words, $30 a month to support for the next 3 years until all this war and everything.
I'm kind of curious, what's the situation over there? Are there children in orphanages? What's your idea of what's going on over there?
A lot of children from Krajina, which is from Croatia and Bosnia and Herzegovina, they're all in orphanages, and in Serbia, everywhere, they're scattered everywhere. 600,000 are in Serbia, for example, Serbs from Krajina and Bosnia and Herzegovina. So they're
homeless?
They are homeless, basically, yes, and that's what I'm doing, helping $1 a day in here, for every child. And then also what I'm doing, I'm trying to get over here some Bosnian Serbs and Croats, as a matter of fact, to various hospitals here in San Bukin. St. Joseph is taking 4 wounded people. Damaran is taking...
I heard about that. Yeah, tell me about that. Somebody told me, I was at the Martinovic family a month ago. They were telling me that there were members of the area that came over to see people that are in hospitals in the valley?
Yeah, basically, I started that myself. I went to see a bunch of doctors in St. Joseph and Damaran Hospital, and I asked for a donation to donate, doctors donate their work, and they basically all accepted yes. And then I went to see people in Damaran and St. Joseph, and also in the Sacramento Mercy San Juan Hospital, and they said yes. So finally I was able to bring 4 in Damaran, 4 in St. Joseph, and 1 in the Mercy San Juan in Sacramento over here. And
where?
And in Sacramento, from Bosnia, from Belgrade.
Oh.
They were all wounded. They lost legs, arms, etc.
You brought people from there that were wounded
Yes.
to the doctors to treat them here?
In here.
Oh.
That is correct.
How many people did you bring?
9 people. They're coming, let's see, 16th, 8:47 p.m. with the Delta airline from Belgrade.
This coming up?
This coming, yeah, 16th, yes. So it's kind of exciting.
Goosebumps. This is wonderful. So you'll be there?
Yes, of course, definitely. I was able to go see President Clinton. I had a hard time to bring him over here because they want the wounded people to wait on immigration quota and everything. So I went to see President Clinton, and he introduced me to Christy Kenny. She's a Deputy Secretary for United States Security Council, and she basically helped me through the United States government to reverse the policy so that they now so that they now could come over here on the visitor visa, tourist visa, in other words, instead of waiting for immigration, which is year, 2, 3 years.
They can get immediately medical.
Immediate medical, and that's what occurs as you see it in here in this letter. And they say, okay, now I'm able right away to bring 9 people in here. That's something that God's work that I done it, and I say thank you to all American people, thank you to all doctors who volunteer in the hospital basically, and everybody who help in this cause, because this is the most important things. We helping basically kids, okay, wounded people. And through my church, I'm vice president of Serbian Orthodox Church in Fair Oaks. Blessed Virgin Mary, and people up there are helping, and everybody's trying to help. And this is exciting time. For the first time, this group of people are coming to California. I only was able to bring the 16 years old Dragana Janjaš, who was treated. She was treated at Doctor Medical Center in Modesto. She was the first Serbian, only Serbian. Up to now, all Croats, Muslim, Bosnian Muslim, they were able to come, but none of them Serbian. She was the first one. This is the first group now. They are coming here. They are Serbs, wounded Serbs.
Where were you born?
Where I was born in Croatia, in Krajina, near Plitvica Lake.
And how long have you been in the United States?
I'm here since 1957.
1957.
So, yes. I'm happy in this country. However, I'm unhappy with the United States government policy, not with the United States people. I must underline that American people are very helpful people, good people, Christian people, but they just don't understand what's going in our country right now. They don't understand our history.
Frustrating, isn't it?
That is correct. It's nothing to do with the people. That's basically problem to not knowing what is going on in our country. But the government policy, that is something else.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck to you and your project here.
Thank you very much, sweetie. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you. Bye.
Helping out with the kids' booths and the activities that's going on here is Buffy Ratkovich. Did I say that right?
You sure did.
Okay. Hi, Buffy. Nice to meet you. Where are you from?
Sacramento.
Okay. Tell me, looks like a lot of activities for the kids. What have we got going on here?
Yes, we tried to give them a lot of choices today. We have carnival activities, and they come and buy carnival tickets, and those carnival tickets are 25 cents each, and they can play our 6 carnival games or jump in our Astro Jump, and we do have a dunk tank that's going occasionally.
Okay, that's pretty great with the hot weather. We've got some great looking carnies here. Who are these young ladies?
These 2 girls are from Sacramento, and this young lady is from Los Angeles.
Okay, great. So these young people are helping out the even younger people.
Yes.
The kids are winning prizes, doing the different activities. Do some of these young Serbian children, do they all speak English, do you find, or do some of them have
they all speak English, and a good portion of them speak Serbian as well.
Okay, great. You, how long have you lived in Sacramento?
About 30 years.
30 years. Is there a big population of Serbian people that congregate together in Sacramento? I don't know much about that.
We have about 200 families at our church.
Okay, is there one main church in Sacramento?
Yes, we have the Serbian Orthodox Church of the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary. It's our church.
That's the full name? Oh, okay, all right.
It doesn't fit on any line either.
I bet not. So what do you think about the 100 years celebration right here in Amador County?
Well, we've been working on this for almost a year now, and we're really glad that it's here. And we're going to be really glad when it's over.
These people are exhausted. It's been a long weekend. Lots of activities last night, today, tomorrow. But all in all, it's a great opportunity to share and be together, isn't it?
Yes, and there are people from all over the United States here, and that's the best part.
Okay, wonderful. Nice to talk to you, Buffy. Thanks for sharing. Hi, what's your name, sir?
Steve Sabanovich.
Where are you from, Steve?
Cupertino.
Cupertino. You're selling icons and some of the other things that Serbian people like to have in their home and at their work. Tell me what some of these are.
Okay, these are icons of different saints and Virgin Mary, Christ icons that are part of the Orthodox people's religion.
Okay, do people, forgive me for not understanding or knowing, do people put these in their home and as you walk in the house or in a particular room, or what's the custom for these?
Usually they like to have this in their house in a certain part, maybe in a hallway or sort of a sanctuary area, not that the house is sanctuary, but in a certain area of the house, yeah.
And what are these other, over there, those are
vigil lamps, oil lamps that people hang, and they put the oil in a small wick, and they have this hanging in front of the icon. It's like a vigil light.
Okay, how much are those? Can I ask?
Oh, they're about $20.
$20. And these over here, they range in different prices?
I mean, anywhere from $10 to hundreds of dollars.
Okay, all right. How are you doing today? Business pretty good?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay,
yeah.
Nice shirt you have. Tell me what you're at here. This
is, I think I didn't even look at it that close.
Okay,
I just said,
put it on.
First sale, I said, I'll help
Okay,
you out.
well, he bought one of the t-shirts. I guess they're real popular. A lot of things are being sold here, and again, all these things are Serbian, and just a way for people to go home with a little bit more of their heritage.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, and you're Serbian yourself?
Yes.
And where are you from? What did I ask you?
Cupertino, yeah.
Okay, all right, great. Nice to talk to you, and thanks for sharing with us, Steve. Here's Here's a friend of mine, Jay Martinovich. You have been one busy guy the last couple months.
I have been very busy. Softball has been to keep me very busy, but especially this weekend. The 100th anniversary is just a great festivity.
Your dad, your family, everybody's helping out, making this a success. It's been going on, the planning. That's all everybody's talking about for the last couple months is this celebration. How do you feel today?
Very tired. My knees, my ankles, my back, and it's only halfway over with.
You know, we hear that so much about organizations putting it all together, but you know, it really feels good, doesn't it?
It does. It's a great cause. Everybody's donating their time, raising a lot of money for the church. Just a great celebration.
Okay, good to hear you, Jay, and lots of luck to you, and keep doing that softball. You're a great athlete.
We'll see you on the ball field.
Okay, see you later. With me is George Sekulich. Now, I know him as Angie's brother or George Martinovich's brother-in-law. George, what are we cooking here today?
Cevapčiće.
And what is that?
It's Dragane Vodar cevap. It's a combination of veal, pork, and lamb.
Okay, we're making like hamburgers or little sausages?
That's correct. Like little sausages.
And this is part of the barbecue that they're selling over there?
That is correct.
Okay, is this a tradition, this kind of meat and the way it's prepared?
It's almost like national dish.
National dish.
Like hamburger in America. Or cheese.
And how do they serve it over there? Do they serve it like they're serving it here?
That's correct.
In a bun?
Yes. No, they serve it with cut onions and just on a plate, and with shish kebab, which they call it reznici, and this here, that's plate. It's considered as a dish.
Okay, George, where were you born?
What?
Where were you born?
I was born in Yugoslavia.
Yugoslavia. How long have you been in the United States?
I've been in the United States for 26 years.
26 years. You know, you don't lose that accent, do you?
No, you don't.
I'm glad you haven't. I like it. So your family's here, your kids? Tell me, well, I saw your daughter running around here. Your kids are helping out?
Yes, everybody's helping out.
And Angie, she's been working and helping DJ. This has been quite an activity, kind of a gathering of the family, huh?
That's correct.
Okay, you feel pretty good about what's going on here this weekend?
Yes, but I'm losing my cevapčiće.
Leave that one alone. Good to see you, George. You better take care of things.
Dave's Auto Works has relocated to Pine Grove and is now open for business. They are DuPont certified and offer a 3 to 5 year written warranty on all paint work. Insurance estimates are welcome. Call Dave's at 296-8510 or stop by and see the most modern shop in Amador County.
For 10 years, Jeff Holman Auto Sales has been providing Amador and Calaveras counties with quality used cars and trucks, offering a full-service repair garage. They are the #1 car rental agency in Amador County. No one tries harder to sell you a good used vehicle at a fair price than Jeff Holman Auto Sales.
The owners of companies with big rigs know what busy families and commuters to the valley know. That when it comes to price and 24-hour convenience, you can't beat Mason Oil's 24-hour card lock facility. Whenever you need them, they're open. And when you need those all-important transaction records for your recording system, they'll be there too. So get the information you need to start today. Call Amador County's own Mason Oil and put their 24-hour card lock system to work for you. Call today, 274-2470. Mason Oil, card lock facility. You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN, and now back to Amador This Week.
With me is the Metropolitan from Chicago. Let me ask you your full title.
Well, the Serbian Orthodox Church in the United States and Canada is comprised of 4 dioceses, and so we have an Episcopal Council, Central Council of the Church, and then each bishop also has his diocesan region, and I'm the Metropolitan of the Midwestern America, and the presiding bishop of the church, and also administrator of the Western American Diocese. Soon we're going to enthrone the new bishop of Western America. Recently in Belgrade we elected a new bishop for the West Coast, and he will be arriving in September, and his enthronement will be in Alhambra at the cathedral in September.
Okay, forgive my ignorance. I don't know much about what's all going on here today, but what are your thoughts about today and what's happening here in the Amador County area?
Well, this is a very important occasion for the Serbian Orthodox Christians in America and all of North America, because the first church built by our earliest settlers in the United States, was built here in Jackson. And also in the Gulf Coast, there's another church that's 100 years old, but this one was the first one that was consecrated. So being the first church in America and Canada, dedicated to Saint Sava, the patron saint of the Serbian church and nation, all eyes are focused on Jackson this weekend.
So there's talk throughout the world about what's happening right here today?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
What else would you like to share about the Serbian community and your thoughts and what's going on in the world today?
Well, the settlement of Serbs in this area before the turn of the century is very typical of our immigrant Serbs who came to America prior to the turn of the century and continued to come with intervals. There was a large number who returned in 1911, 12, and 13 to participate in the Balkan Wars for the liberation of their old homeland. And then in 1914, when World War I broke out, because they were striving for their freedom and independence from Turkish domination, as well as from Austro-Hungarian domination. And finally, after World War I, the Treaty of Versailles, all the Serbs were again found themselves in one country the way they were several centuries before, when it was one country living in their freedom, you know. So with the formation of the country called Yugoslavia, it was first the kingdom of the Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes, and in 1928, King Alexander, they changed the name, the Kingdom of the Southern Slavs. And it remained that way until just recently. In 1941, during World War II, the Serbs were the first to resist Hitler. And for that, Hitler invaded Yugoslavia, bombed Belgrade, and unfortunately one segment of Yugoslavia welcomed Hitler's presence because it started to break up, an attempt to break up Yugoslavia, and the creation by a radical group, and that created a horrible situation, which resulted in internal warfare, civil warfare, in addition to the struggle against the occupation of Germany. And when that war was concluded, the Allies, very unfortunately, installed Tito and communism in Yugoslavia rather than restoring the monarchy and supporting Draža Mihailović, who was instrumental in initiating resistance to Hitler. Now, with that type of an experience in their background, where hundreds of thousands of Serbs perished, they lost their lives through the brutality of the situation, it was a Holocaust that the world didn't take note of, where many Serbs, gypsies, and were slaughtered, as well as people who wanted to preserve the country. Now, when the war ended and communism took over, the communism began to repress any discussion of that or any resolution of the conclusion of World War II, the war crimes and so forth. And the country was held together by the force of communist force of arms. But Tito began to create artificial boundaries and dividing Yugoslavia up into regions. And with the collapse of communism in 1990, 89, 90, 91, the Western allies, Germany was the prime mover there, insisted that Croatia be given independence again, the revival of that state that Hitler created in 1941. Serbs had no objection for the self-determination, but they asked for that self-determination for themselves because hundreds of thousands of Serbs lived there. And after the West recognized this new state, then soon thereafter, the problem became in Bosnia and Herzegovina, where a new country was formed that never existed before. And the internal warfare between the people there, the Serbs did not want to, again, be forced to live in an Islamic or Muslim type of a country. And so they were asking for their own self-government, and then it started this horrible civil war. They were not capable, it seems, of getting together to negotiate how and what type of a country that they would have. And Serbia and Montenegro, those segments of former Yugoslavia, wish to remain in Yugoslavia. So the West began this here drive to force the Serbs in Croatia and in Bosnia and Herzegovina to accept Tito's boundaries and to accept this type of a settlement against their will. For an example, in Bosnia and Herzegovina, the Serbs as farmers, agricultural people, lived for centuries on 60% of the land. And constantly in the press, they were being referred to as aggressors and so forth. And they were protecting their own home. And now, finally, they are discussing a peace plan where the Serbs will be reduced to 49% of the land, and Croatians and Muslims formed a joint agreement between themselves for the other land. And we're waiting now to see what's going to happen. Hopefully that it will be done without any further bloodshed. This now, you know, that's quite a distance removed from this particular celebration, but it happens to be in the news and in the forefront the way things were 100 years ago. It seems like in Europe we've taken a big step back in the efforts of trying to put the Serbian people in 5 different countries the way it was before World War I, you know.
I've been talking to some of the people here, and in their hearts they say the celebration is wonderful, the food, the dance, but in their minds and their hearts they're still thinking what's going on over there.
Exactly. You know, it's a very painful thing. Not one, very little has been reported about the number of Serbian villages and towns that were completely erased from the face of the earth. They talk about ethnic cleansing, but not even a ho-hum of over 200 Serbian villages that were completely erased from the face of the earth. Their homes were torched and bulldozed, the people killed. Thousands of them were driven out as refugees. And of course, when this begins to happen to people, they react, and sometimes even in small groups they will overreact if they form paramilitary groups. And that's a recipe for the worst type of internal civil war fighting, you know. And
if you could make a wish and it could come true for your people, what would it be, and what would you see happen?
Well, I would certainly like to see that their rights for self-determination to be respected.
What does that mean? Excuse me, what does that mean?
For people, say when you have several groups or ethnic groups living in the same region, and President Wilson utilized that term after World War I, because Austro-Hungary was comprised of all sorts of, I don't know how many ethnic groups that they had. And the right was guaranteed of self-determination. That is, all those people of one ethnic heritage and nationality, language, were having the right to express themselves and to say, you know, we belong to this people, we want this type of a country. That's the way that we had in earlier history, and to express themselves. If they vote and they say, no, we want to stay with Austro-Hungary, or now in Yugoslavia's case, we either want to have our own or stay part of Yugoslavia, but let them express it freely, not imposed upon them by some external force.
Do you see that coming to some happy medium soon, or how?
I would certainly like to, because like it or not, those people are going to have to live in the same region, and it's much more sensible for them to sit down to negotiate a resolution to those problems so that they can develop a country and an economy that's going to benefit all of them. If they learn how to respect one another's rights, the rights of other people to their language, to their heritage, to their religion, they've got a good example. Look at America. They look at America and imitate, not the political machinations here, but I mean the system and the principle that made America great, where you have a mixture of all sorts of ethnic groups. Here in Jackson, for an example, the Serbs and the Italians and the Croatians and what other the nationalities are, they get along beautifully together because they know that they're all Americans. They have their own traditions and customs. They respect each other for that. And it's a simple formula, but one that works. And that's what I would like to see for our people over there, and for all the people, not only for the Serbs, but for everybody who lives there. If you live in that country, learn how to respect one another, help one another, and build your country up for the benefit of everyone, you know. And that's what Christianity, too, would advocate, and the Church has been advocating a resolution, a peaceful resolution to these horrible troubles. And if the political machinations of those who have their own agenda would leave that country alone, those people would have settled this problem themselves. But you can't arm one group, you know, and expect that you're going to have peace. All of them should be disarmed, and they should be armed with love. They should be armed with help, if the outside world wants to help them, then help them resolve these problems peaceably. Don't give them arms, but give them knowledge about how to govern themselves and give them good examples, and let them decide for themselves freely what kind of government they want to live with, but not to impose upon them artificial barriers, artificial boundaries, artificial resolutions, you know.
All right, let's bring it home to Jackson and what's happening right here, the 100th year of St. Sava Church. Again, your thoughts and feelings about what has gone on and how this all came together, because a lot of people had to come together here too to put this activity on.
It's absolutely glorious here. I'm so thrilled to be here and to be part of this celebration, to see these people coming from the whole western region and some from all up and down the west coast and as far as Arizona. The choir this morning that sang for the worship service, and they're celebrating the fact that the early pioneers built the church and preserved their religion and their heritage, and this is like a recommitment to them to preserve the things that they value and cherish as Orthodox Christians, and to take pride in their American heritage and the Serbian values in many places where they coincide, you know, and to see so many young people
that's refreshing.
Turning to their roots is a very refreshing thing, because if they have an appreciation and understanding of their past, they will be better citizens to live in the communities where they're living in the present and have something worthwhile to transmit to the next generation, you know.
Thank you so much. Again, nice to meet you, and it's wonderful, and I bet the community is honored to have you here.
Well, I'm very pleased that our people did make a difference here in Jackson, that they lived here, they're part of this community, and they're very proud to be part of this, to have been for 100 years here.
And you're proud, I can see it in your eyes. Thank you again.
God bless you.
We're back here with Milena Dojic. It's been great, lots of activities, and the pride of the people, it's outstanding.
Yes, I mean, our people were really happy to get together. Many of them haven't seen each other in years, and this has been a real great event for us.
Okay, let's kind of give a wrap-up of what went on starting Friday afternoon, late Friday afternoon.
Well, actually, I think Friday morning they went and played golf, and Friday afternoon there were Vesper services about 5 o'clock. Then they went on and we partied on Friday night, had a grand old time. There were about half as many people as there are here today. And, you know, they had church services this morning, and they had another, we started this at about noon, and it's really gotten on a roll.
And then tonight there's a dinner.
There's a dinner, there's partying, you know, this will go into the...
Go into 2, 3, 4 in the morning, the frenzy of the dance. The locals as well as everybody else is going to dance together. And one thing is they all know the dances. It's kind of, there's so, I don't know how many there are, but they get out there and they all seem to know what to do and the steps to do.
I used to follow them when I was like about 3 years old, you know, and I'd follow in the background, and then I learned how to do it as a teenager, and now I still do my best, but, you know.
Well, you pick it up. I think it's something that comes right back. Right. Tomorrow is Sunday. A special service tomorrow morning?
Special service tomorrow morning. There'll be the Divine Liturgy tomorrow morning with the bishops, and then they'll have a banquet tomorrow afternoon. And a lot of people, I think, will start leaving after that because they've got traveling long distances.
Okay, well, I want to thank you again. Nice to see you here participating. And again, we certainly did. And so this is Milena and Sue Slavic for the 100th anniversary celebration of St. Sava Church. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Okay.